So I might as well just start off by saying that like there's actually a couple of times throughout, at least on first defenses, you use your nades quite willingly. You can definitely hold on to your cooldowns a little bit more just so you can get kind of maximum value out of it. So it's like here you probably don't need to use your nade because
there'll be a better time when I need to.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
Because that is 9 seconds where like nade is one of the more like it's definitely ability in the game that can change the fight just by snappy fingers.
Yeah.
So it's an extremely valuable cooldown that you want to be trying to use. I guess with a little bit more of a thought process behind it. So we can talk about some other examples where it become a little bit more important. But so this position's fine. Possibly one thing you want to be obviously working out is like this hotel flank is quite popular, especially if they're running flankers. So Zen Ana is like an extremely greedy backline. Like if they have a Genji Tracer, you don't really have peel potential. You're running a slow tank line as well. So
okay.
So definitely you want to be checking your flank. And I don't know. So this VOD to my understanding was off stream.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if like how often you use your mic and how vocal you are in your ranked games off stream, but it definitely helps to communicate.
Yeah, I didn't really this whole game. I should have, but I didn't. Yeah. Hey, Eddie.
But luckily enough, I don't think they're running any flankers, so I think you can get away with the Zen Ana.
Widow's on ground for a cinema.
Alright, so you know that they've got a Widow. I think that's a Widow shot. Yeah, that's a Widow shot. So you need to be really tight around corners, and just like being really careful that this like hook shot that a Widow would go for on this ledge here, or like if a Widow appears out, it's just so you prepare yourself to rotate it through back.
Yeah.
So.
Widow dead. Last time.
Hey, Wotek.
Shield locked again.
So Joel from Mindfreak is doing the review at the moment.
Mind is good.
Alright, so this was another nade that was kind of... I feel like it was a panic nade.
Yeah, probably.
I definitely think you can... Like, the nano here is fine, because your Ryan is aggressing, and it's kind of... I think they nano their Zara. They nano their Zara because of the voice cues, the sound cues.
Yeah.
So I think this is a fine nano. It would have been really good though if you had a nade where you could potentially like play a little more aggressive with your Zarya and go for a nade play.
Okay.
Would have been
half a year. Feels like I've been here longer. Lol.
I think you win this fight though because Nano Ryan is probably a little bit more threatening.
Okay.
On your left side. And McCree.
Thanks for resub, thank you. Hey, X-Frank.
So here was a really good nade though because your Zarya is discorded and in terms of like momentum swings, so they initially had the first swing because they nanoed their Zarya and your Ryan had no shield. Then you had to push back in because your Ryan was nanoed, but you only got 1 kill out of that.
True.
So now your team has to come back with barely any shield, and I think your Zarya doesn't have any bubbles, so he's discorded as well, so he's gonna get... I think he almost dies here, yeah. So this nade was like really good because it hits both your tanks and is a more defensive nade, but I think it's fine because it saves your Zarya.
Okay.
One thing I noticed as well throughout when I was watching the VOD earlier is you do like to nade your grabs, the enemy grabs when you're trancing, and I think that's actually pretty good because you get a little bit more healing out of that.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think the nade amplifies the healing a little bit. I think it was nerfed a couple of patches ago. believe, but still
good to do.
big.
Okay.
Yep. Especially like when like Grav is like, it attracts not only it attracts obviously your team, but the enemy team will wanting to be following it up. So nade will not only amplify the healing that your trans does, but it has the potential to also nading the enemy team. So that's obviously the ideal nade, where you hit multiple of your own teammates, but more importantly the couple of the enemy, especially on their tanks.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, what the fuck?
You can definitely be communicating your nanos as well, saying you're close to nano, you got nano and stuff like that. Just helps your Ryan kind of
Someone in a hotel?
Yep.
determine when you also go aggressive.
Green hotel? He's like...
Hey guys, I hope you guys get something out of this as well. Educational stream.
So what was the thought process behind this nade here, if you can remember?
Yeah, play it again.
Pushing after dragon.
Oh, I thought Ryan was gonna drop his shield again. I thought his shield was down. It was more for the anti, I think. But yeah, my Ryan was antied.
One thing that there was actually one example, and I'll touch on it when we actually get there.
Yeah.
One thing you could be doing a little bit more with your nades as well is using the map a little bit more, especially when they got a Ryan shield and you're not using the high ground like on these windows, and you don't really have the angle.
Yeah.
Like for an example, if they rotate through hotel, you can throw the nade on this sign here, and it like kind of still hits all of them.
Okay.
But
That's
instead
helpful.
of kind of just throwing it at the Ryan shield, maybe try and look for areas. But I think in this instance it might be a little bit too hard. Let's see what they're playing. Yeah. Yeah, I think you could have saved nade for like now.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, I think you saved it.
I think I throw it out way too much. I should hold on to it more.
Because like, yeah, we talked about how like hitting your team and the enemy team is important, but you know, do you know why that is important? Like,
sorry, say that again.
yeah, like I'm just asking you, like, do you know why that is important? There's like, yeah.
So like, hold on to the nade.
Yeah, like why do you want to be holding onto your nade, especially in situations like this?
Just because if my Ryan does get low?
It's not a trick question.
Like if they do get really low and then I have it, sort of thing?
Yeah, not only that, but you know, also hitting the enemy team. Like what does it do to the enemy Ryan if he's anti?
Well, they can't heal.
Yeah, and when nothing's worse, like when you're aggressing forward really deep, like if you're playing a Ryan for the Ryan players in chat, you know, and you get antied by your nano, it's kind of a deceiving thing. Even though you're nanoed, you don't get any healing. You can still get drained pretty quickly when you're naded. So
yeah, okay.
It's kind of a false sense of security. So it's like what with beat. A lot of players like to get really, really super like aggressive when they're beated, but little do they know it's still
like risk. Yeah.
Typically. Yeah.
Okay.
So here you probably hit their Zara as well, and it'll probably force their tanks to pull up. Like when I mean pull up means like stop aggressing forward.
Okay.
Which means your Ryan can probably be healing up. So far, I think your aim on ours is actually pretty good for
plat.
Just as I say that, you kind of miss a few shots. But when you're not scoped in, I think you're pretty confident.
I'm this inverse.
I think that's actually saved a couple of teammates here and there, so that's a positive so far.
Let's push up here, push up.
Ooh, what happened there? Yep. Oh, you got McCree start, okay.
Let's push up here, push up. Let's push up here, push up.
I think you could like default your crosshair on the Ryan instead of the soldier here.
Yeah.
Especially when your soldier has harmony, like there's probably no reason why you're looking it towards this area.
That's very true.
So there's always that argument where you probably, what's the word, pre-heal or pre-fire your Ryan here.
Okay.
And it might have saved him. He will still take a crap ton of damage, but I think he might not have died like.
Yeah, if I was just focused on him
that
more.
quickly.
Yeah.
We have to run all the way. Turn around and run.
Good shot.
McCree left is one.
Nice.
I'm close to. No, I'm not close.
Zaya, right side.
Yep. That was another example of when you used
Oh yeah.
And I think the next nade here was actually really good.
Watch out for Shadow.
Yes, it was. This is the one.
Stay out. I got you. Got my shield, Joe.
And I hope I'm right here, but you definitely this was intentional. This nade placement.
I hope so.
It hits. It's a fat nade.
Bad nade, okay.
But one thing you didn't do is you didn't communicate your nano.
Yep.
So your team has regrouped. They use their grav. You use a trance. I think they managed to kill someone. They killed your Hanzo, but you guys regroup and you want to re-engage with Shatter because I think your Ryan communicates that.
Yeah.
So maybe if you communicated, oh, I'm 10% off. No, he could have said he might have played a little bit slower. So when you do get it, that's when he can go in.
Okay. Yeah.
And that would have
Makes
been really good. In terms of sequencing, is like you're using nano on the Ryan, and he's got shadow, so he's going to keep swinging. And plus, you do this fat anti.
Yeah.
Got my shield, Joe.
Like they wouldn't be able to do anything.
Come up.
That's probably the ideal play here.
Yeah.
And you probably nano him a little bit too late.
Okay, yeah.
I know.
I find it's
like,
hard to see. Like,
yeah.
I think I was panicking about that.
Yeah. You might want to look into your hitbox sensitivity, which is a setting in your options.
Hitbox sensitivity, okay.
Yeah. That refers to like how sensitive. Like you know how you're looking at your teammate, for example, and it brings up that box to like nano someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just means like how sensitive. I think lower sensitivity means you have to be right on like the player model.
Okay.
And the higher it is, like the further away you have to look at it. It's some weird interaction. But it's like really important for like Zarya players if they keep misbubbling to like Hanzos who are right in front of them, right in the hitbox.
Yeah. Like sometimes I find my nano, like I'll be looking at someone in front of me, but there's someone like to the like back of me, like just behind me, and it will go onto them.
That's definitely something to do with the hitbox sensitivity.
Okay.
So if you find yourself missing a lot of nanos, like if you're looking at this Ryan and if you watch the VOD back in replay in slow-mo and you see that you're looking at the Ryan but the hitbox is not there yet,
Yeah.
there's probably your sensitivity.
Alright, have a look at it. Thanks for the resub, Bolshak. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Again, a nade that probably you actually don't need.
Okay.
Your soldier at the moment, like he is critical here, but he puts his healing pad down. I don't know if that warrants a nade because your tanks aren't low.
Yeah. True.
And
Yeah.
And where they are right now is still pretty
Safe-ish.
far away. Yeah, like they're at the corner and you guys were playing just like here. So
Yeah.
I think he was safe no matter what. So like it would have been really good if you had a nade as well now.
For the grab?
Like you can just throw, so you can throw your nade in like the top of the corner here. And that might have collected a couple of
yeah.
people in the
True. Yep.
Should have caught it out. Okay, I'm mega.
Another thing that can help your decision making is this is like the I guess a guideline that I always say to players trying to learn a hero is when you're playing a character like your Ana with the sleep dart, or even Diva with the defense matrix, or even Zarya with the bubbles, where you can actually save someone. It's really good to actually, and you can be methodical if you want, is like analyze their team comp. Who they have. They have in this instance they have a Kree, they have Ryan Zar, they have I think they have the Ana Zen. I don't know I forgot who their other DPS is. It's a Hanzo. So you got to ask yourself, like, how can I use my nade to like maximize its value? So you could try and sleep if you know that they're close to McCree ult, or if he hasn't used McCree ult, you can just save your sleep for that. If you know they have nano, you might want to assume they might nano the Reinhardt. You save sleep for that.
Yeah.
Because so many times you will use your sleep. I hope there's an example here that we can look at. But you always wish to have back, and it's like
I know that happens a lot. Yeah, I'll be like, oh, I just use it, especially like a Genji, like has his blade, and like sometimes I can hit those, and like, I had just used my sleep down. Like, did he know? Like, I just used it because like.
And it's not all about hitting or missing at times. Even the mere fact that if the enemy Genji knows you have not used sleep dart recently, is big of a threat of its own. He doesn't want to be blading in the air at a predictable trajectory when
I have my sleep dart.
When you have sleep dart, it's like Tracer versus Roadhog. Does this Roadhog have hook up and stuff like that? So even the mere the pressure that it creates by having your ability still up is great enough. An example for like the Zarya players and Diva players, by the way, is like, as a Zarya player, if you know that they've got a Roadhog, maybe try and save your bubble for hooks. Than not.
Okay.
Anyways, moving forward.
Get this McCree,
The pain is gone. You're covered.
We don't have shields, so we have to play back a bit.
I think that hits the enemy Ryan.
Ryan is good.
That was just lucky. I think I just threw that out just because I had it. That's
We got you, Pixie.
Alright, so that McCree has done this twice where he's gone on a flank and tried to flashbang and fan the hammer someone. So maybe that's something that you can look at as well, is if you notice a particular person on the enemy team trying to do something all the time, maybe just be wary of that, because it's very possible that there will be a timeline where he just walks up, stuns you, fan hams you, out of the fight. So just be a little bit careful of your flanks.
Yeah, because I can't see anything there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even a possibility is, instead of playing in the road here, you can actually play in one of these the high ground up the back here.
Okay. Yep.
You still get really good line of sight, and you can obviously scope in if you don't trust your aim from a distance. The only thing that you would need to be concerned about is when your team is trying to aggress forward and they turn the corner and you're not there. But for the most part, I think this protects you a little bit more.
Okay.
From this, and also it gives you a better like angle to nade, I suppose.
Okay. Yep.
We got you, Pixie.
Someone's out.
Why did we?
Okay, one of them left. Good.
Oh, you actually do it. Great block. Dude, you had my mind during the game.
Hell yeah. But then I jump back down anyway.
Probably with another shadow.
Just watch out for grab. Try and stay nice and split.
I mean, it looks like your team is wanting to take the fighter here anyways, so. Oh yes, so you should press tab a little bit more than you are right now, and it's really important because if you're Zarya, and especially in matchmaking, a lot of players don't like to communicate if they want to be using ult and whatnot. So if you press tab and know that you have your Hanzo and your Grav ult coming up, what's the counterplay for them? The counterplay for them is the trance.
Yeah.
And that can completely negate your, especially with the nade, and a nade plus trance, like that can completely negate your game plan. So I highly recommend preparing it for a little bit better. So maybe instead of playing this far away, you can play a little bit closer, knowing your soldier's kind of protecting this flank, and look to nade at a bit of better position or an easier position to throw from. Because I think if you're throwing nades from far away, you know, it's gonna be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
West flare. Right, he's anti.
There's Zen's left.
I'm blue. He's tagged.
Go forward a little bit. Was this a panic? I think this is a panic nade.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, they're shattered. But there was no.
And this was a panic. This is a panic nade and a panic sleep. I think you can like aim it up a little bit. Like what I mean by that is like just a little bit more patient.
Okay.
You win this.
Rather than kind of doing it for reaction. Yeah. So both abilities that you used here were kind of just panics.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and this nano probably, it definitely was not needed. So.
Yep. Definitely. It's like I didn't check the feed. Yeah, I said my bad.
Yeah.
I only have trance. I've grabbed this fight. There's only.
Yeah, so yeah, Izara's communicating that he has grab. So.
That was supposed to go to Zara.
I mean, I think that's Izara's fault for like pressing up that ground.
Thanks for the follow, not Mortar. Thank you.
Dragon.
Yeah, I think that's Izara's fault for dying, for taking that much damage. I think if you like collect this nade on the Zarya, I think she might survive. Yeah, there was not even it wasn't even a headshot, so I think, yeah.
If I did hit that nade, it would have been okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I threw it too low. Like I should have just aimed it up higher. Oh shit.
That's a good nade. That's a good nade. It's because you're drawing your trance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get your teammates, but more importantly, you anti the nano grind, so it pops off. Although they bubble it, so it kind of it. But the nade itself was pretty good.
I don't know what to do here.
Let me check your
love from Germany equals.
Atty, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Hey Fliss. Hey Deadly. Yeah, here I didn't know what to do. I'm like, okay, Ryan's here, and then I actually don't know what to do in this situation. I was lost. I just like run out into the open.
I think
like where should I have gone after getting this health back? 'Cause I don't know.
I think where you are is fine. But the only thing that makes this position really like not ideal for you is because there's a nano Ryan coming after you and you're forced to rotate. Otherwise you don't. But I think you can always like use your spawn as a safe haven. especially against the Ryan, who can really only use his fire strike to kind of snipe you if you're turning corner the corner to get the invul. But I think here as well, like maybe the sleep was a little bit too early. I mean, it was a really good Zarya bubble on them.
Yeah.
But maybe if you had a sleep still right now.
Yeah, if I had a sleep here, I would have been good.
Yeah, you would have been good, and you can just stay here for a little bit longer until the net expires. That's kind of an option. But once you're in this position, it's like, actually, let me just see how you got there in the first place, actually, because it might have been a pretty good position initially. Yeah, I think you're in a fine position.
It's like I got unlucky.
That's what matchmaking is. I mean, I think you want to try and go for a sleep on that Ryan.
No, Zala.
No, he's extremely vulnerable now.
Anyone touch?
Yeah.
Hey, unlikely.
So that's one thing you can also look at as well. It's is when you want to be using your sleep, is ask yourself, do they have a Zarya bubble throw up? That's more of a advanced process of thinking, but if you're confident.
Yeah. Thanks for the follow, Simulated. Thank you. So Joel from Mindfreak, he's the Overwatch coach from Mindfreak. He's doing my review at the moment.
Okay, look at a May. Oh, May is just somewhat good on King's Row matchmaking.
Ash top right. Ash top right.
It's going to be okay.
Push, or push through, so when I get wall.
May is good.
May no crap.
So one thing you don't want to do, like when they have a May, one thing you don't want to do is lag behind like this. So you know that their May wants to be walling this choke. So what your Zen are, the Zen and yourself are doing right now is kind of asking to be walled here, and you're going to be rendered essentially useless.
Yeah.
I think you can definitely rotate with the team when they have a May. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
May no crap.
Because I don't think there's like a direct reason why you need to be this safe. You can definitely be like your front line's pretty safe as well. I think they got an Ashe, the Ashe May. So I don't know they're not going to be an aggressive team.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll definitely be. With
You
the
got
team
this, Sarah.
Thanks for the raid, Xavier Diddley. Thank you so much. Guys, I've made a new command.
One thing that really hurt you here is scoping really close. And this comes down to like just the small, like really small things that you probably don't need to worry about, but try and avoid scoping in a really close range because it really does limit your field of view.
Yeah.
And like what ultimately happens is that 1 second that you scope in, you kind of can't pre-heal your tanks, your Ryan, sorry. And so they take a lot of damage and they get destroyed.
Okay. Hey Thunder, it's going good, thank you. It's going really well. Thanks for the follow, Sylvita. Welcome.
Nice. Okay, let's try and push on this. Go all at once, so when I get wall.
Good.
Okay, that's good.
It's going to be okay.
Just die.
Okay. Look at this.
All at once, when I get wall.
Good.
Okay, that's good.
It's going to be okay.
Was this node needed?
No.
No. Because the thing is, of lagging behind is this wall does make it a little bit harder for you. But it also really restricts what you see, like the the enemy positions, like where is their Mei exactly at? Where is their Rhine at? Like you can hear where they are, but where exactly are? And that can really help you determine where you would be placing your nade, rather than kind of hoping that it collects, you know. So being dealt with your team again here is really, really important.
Just die.
Let him use your ult. Let him use your
Been cut out for it.
Okay, you guys should probably aggress on that.
Okay.
So, okay, this is more of a team thing, and this is why it would really help if you communicated what you want to be doing. So, they screw up their wall. I don't know what they nanoed for. So they nanoed for, they tried to Mei wall. That's 2 pretty big resources down. They use personal bubble as well. So realistically, you've got a trance up, so you probably want to be aggressive here with a nano. That's like the ebb and flow of momentum. So if you go in with nano here, I think you'll, like, not only does your Rhine create a lot of space, but it does a lot of damage to the tanks who are pretty close, or who were close.
Mine is gone. I'm gone.
Three.
You kind of sleep a shatter for some. It's like not really effective. Cause
they're already down.
Three.
Yeah, you kind of want to sleep after the shatter.
And then there's a bob that comes out.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Hey, Caramel.
Nice, that worked.
They capped. Yo, Zen's insane. Just got to 3k.
Pug. Yeah, donkey, that's why.
Thank you, baby.
I probably avoided nade.
Yeah. Because Ryan, yeah. And his shield was low too. Yeah.
You could have actually nanoed your Rhine there, to be honest, as well.
Okay.
Like one underrated aspect of nano now, and I see the difference between bronze, silver, gold, plat, and even diamond honors, and compared to the even the Masters GM, is the way they use nano. And in the lower ranks, nano is used to change the momentum. So most definitely on Ryan's, especially in the comp you're running, a lot of honors will probably nano Ryan 99% of the time, just to go forward and do the big damage.
Yeah.
But another aspect you can do nano for is just the save. So while you're still nanoing the Rhine here at the end of the day, but the reasons are different. So you can nano you can nano your Zarya if you want. If your Zarya is in a really sticky situation, sticky situation. That's the word. Sticky situation. Go on, say it. Yeah, you can definitely still do it, especially if it's high energy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so you definitely can nano. Just like don't hesitate, just go bang.
Yeah. Okay.
And plus nade means you probably collect their nano run as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Again, this is nade that's kind of like
wasn't needed.
Because your run has a harmony orb.
Just one up top.
Good.
Let's go.
There's an Ash
Fine,
behind.
Can you sleep? Kill him, kill him.
Okay. Okay, so I like how you know that the Ash is behind and you're using this little inset here
Yeah.
to protect yourself while still healing. So I think this is a really good position considering the situation we're in. So, hold on.
Pat myself on the back.
I'm dead.
Oh yeah, dude. So kill the Ash, you pull back, you kill the Ash, great. Now you can probably nano your Ryan in if you want.
Let my shield charge, then we'll push. Sorry.
It's fine. You can use it on my next grab.
Hey Blashy, how are you today? Thanks for the follow.
I'm looking for a grab now. Grab hold. There's a trace on your right.
What?
Grab hold. There's a trace on your right. We kill.
Yeah, so you've held your nano for a while.
We win this, it's big time.
Yeah.
Good pull.
Okay, let's...
Like, I mean, if you can win fights without using it, it's fine, but...
I'm doing good, thank you.
Alright, so they have a monkey.
Counter charge if you don't. Just careful of
Monkey
shadow.
Discord, monkey Discord.
Just careful of shadow.
Monkey Discord, monkey Discord.
I blocked it.
Ryan Discord.
Again, like I don't know what you're sleeping. It's kind of like a Hail Mary. Like you're just throwing out in the general direction of where the chaos is happening. But again, in hindsight, it's like you definitely should have had sleep up for when this monkey aggresses. He's antied and he's nanoed and he's discorded.
Yeah.
So if you sleep him here, he dies.
Yeah.
He's gonna get obliterated because Discord is antied as well.
So
And I'm
I
sure
thought
the nano will die.
the Rhine was in front of my Rhine, but
Okay.
I guess not. I don't. Yeah.
Ryan Discord.
Yeah, I definitely think you want to keep it though.
Yeah. No, I agree.
For like a much, like a higher succeeding.
Instead of just like hoping for the best kind of thing as well. Yeah.
Monkey's
Yeah.
dead.
Like if you're sleeping at a shield, like a Ryan who's shielding, and sleeping that in anticipation he's going to drop it, then you're probably using your sleep incorrectly. So you want to be using the. You can definitely decrease the time that the amounts you're using sleep, as long as it's a higher success rate.
Yeah. Okay.
You connect to sleep, it's essentially 65. It's a powerful ability as well.
Right side. I know what.
Trace is on my side.
So that was the one of the sleeps that we're talking about where it just paid off.
Yeah.
Where you kind of just yeeted it out. He was swinging, and you kind of saw an opportunity. but you
Yeah.
could've So that's the enemy Ryan's mistake. But you know it works. You sleep him. That's huge. But he gets woken up immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, actually no, he still does.
Monkey on me. Oh, monkey.
He's low. No.
I'm Zen. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Trace from me over.
McCree. Full Discord.
Trace behind.
Monkey on me.
Oh, you do use it to save. That's bold. Nice. Okay, so you're 2 up. You're 2 up at this moment.
True.
Monkey on me.
But your Ryan dies. Hang on, let me. Where's your Ryan?
Trace behind.
Your Ryan's deep. Look at where your Ryan is.
Monkey on me.
There's a frame where.
Wait, where is he? I don't even know. Oh.
Oh, he goes for a pin play on.
Oh no. Yeah.
So I don't think you could have done much to save him, to be honest.
I don't even know he was
especially when you're
there.
harassed.
Yeah.
Monkey on me.
So this is one of the things where asleep again. You should know he's close to primal.
Because that would have been
So,
an easy sleep.
Sleep, and then you can heal the Junkrat who dies. Like you sleep him here, and all of a sudden, all your focus is healing, and you probably definitely save the Junkrat here.
Yeah.
Like honestly, the more attention you give the enemy Tracer is like, the more value he's getting out of the Tracer. Like this, you do sleep the monkey, but it's a bit too late.
Yep.
He's already done his damage.
Yep.
And if we were to talk like
Soon.
more complex style, I'm scared of
Someone's in my track.
entering this, but like if you know that the Tracer doesn't have recall, then that's even more reason not to, like, especially in that scenario. Like he doesn't have a way to escape. He's committing really deep in your backline, and especially if your Zarya is already peeling for you, probably definitely want to be focusing on the frontline healing rather than. I mean, obviously, we still want to be AD strafing and making yourself hard to hit, but
yeah. Okay.
Edmund's like at us.
good move.
I have a grab shortly. Give me light.
We go double.
So I wasted my sleep again.
Yeah, all the sleeps that I've seen you do so far have been,
Yeah. Not good.
He's in a trap.
yeah, like kind of whipping him.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're entering OT.
Yes. Hey, Anifa, how are you?
They did so. Dash
Everyone
go
just-
on the right side of the statue.
Everyone follow Reinhardt.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Alright, stop. And hit.
I find it funny that like when it's overtime, the team is more willing to communicate. I think this is the most I've heard.
This is very true.
You guys communicate as a team.
I'm on heal. I'm dead.
Oh, there's
Just like panic mode, like go, go, go.
Yeah, people want to.
Alright, stop.
It's like we got this far, let's try hard now.
I'm on heal.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
Anyone?
Wait.
Yeah, another waste. Good. They use Maywall, and you have a pick. You have this spawn advantage. Good. Good.
I'm gonna do it. Just keep it.
But you should keep going.
Heal up on point.
So 2 nades already you could have actually used to be a little bit more offensive as well.
Mm.
Like you have the upper hand, so you need to really think, do I need to be using nade on the team or should I be using it on the enemy as well? So I think in those both instances you could definitely use it, especially when your run's nanoed and you have the advantage. So I think those are the adjustments, but I think it still works out.
Hey, Eki.
All of them, all of them.
Standpoint.
Reloading, reloading.
Alright, we're entering OT. This is intense.
It was so intense. It was like the most intense game I had in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Hey, Hot.
Alright, so you're in overtime. So this is kind of the phase where you want to be playing your nades at least to be more the word game changing. Like you want to be landing those 2-man, 3-man anti-nades on the enemy as they're like currently approaching. Because right now it's like a kind of a stalemate almost, where they're setting up in the corner and so is your run.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of seconds where it's like this, where you're exchanging fire strikes and whatnot, Zarya bubbles. So maybe in your head you'd be like, it's over time. They've got ults coming up. So you maybe want to be trying to go for a big play by nading like a wall or like above them right now. If you're playing on, let's say, the right side of cart, this would be a little bit easier for you to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you nade them, like, pretty big, I think you can probably win the fight.
Thank you so much, Synth, for the 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. Oh, I panicked here, hey.
Oh, you still get... if you didn't get shattered, you actually probably keep your teammates alive. And you have nade up too.
Yeah, so I could have naded.
Yeah, here you could have naded.
So...
I think it's kind of like a scenario where if you use nade a little bit earlier, use it more offensively, and you put them on the back foot where their healers can't heal and they have to play defensively, where your tanks are pretty aggressive. But in this instance specifically, you getting shattered here is a big deal. Like, even though you're pretty far away out.
Yes, I don't know. Just...
Like, and what I was saying before, you play right side of cart to help you get that nade angle.
But
I didn't really think you wouldn't have got shattered. But it's kind of hard to say that if you're in this specific scenario that
I wouldn't be able to stop the Rhine.
You would have, because it's really hard to tell. If you were in this position, the shadow could have changed. Because maybe their Rhine would have seen more teammates on this side of the cart.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
So it's one of those scenarios where you just have to look back and be like, if you didn't get shattered here, like the other option, and this is clearly dependent on how fast you react, is just move to the side.
Like, yeah, like that wall's right there, hey.
Yeah.
Rips.
And if you do that, you survive, and you nade your team, and your team survives.
Thank you, Donkey, for 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. You guys are insane. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's very educational. This is really great.
Whatever.
For sure, I'm like shaking at this point.
Oh yeah.
Bring Andy.
You made it a brig. It's good. Team didn't cut.
I'm close to ult.
Good sleep. Oh, your team wakes him up though. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Like that was a good sleep.
Yeah.
Because you actually aimed it.
Kind of changed the fight as well.
Yeah, it does. Like,
yeah.
you limit it here. If the team didn't shoot him, you'd be fighting a 6v5 essentially. Like, and especially Ball, like he's pretty easy to sleep in my opinion.
Yeah.
When he's going for pile drives and just entering.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the easier hero to sleep.
Yeah. So, it's a pretty big sleep. One of the better sleeps I've seen in this VOD. So you almost have nano. You can definitely be communicating that you almost have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, now you start communicating when it's intense.
Just don't let him
Watch out, he's gonna swing in. Yeah, he's gonna swing in and push us off.
I've got shit. Just keep me alive for this. I got...
Panic.
Hanzo up top.
Three.
Keep on cut.
That was good. That was actually a good nano.
We're behind.
Anna in front.
Hey, let me just check something. So this nade hurts you. And the reason why it hurts you is because remember we spoke about using your nade. Oh, you don't have a Zen, so actually nade wouldn't have done anything. But if you had a Zen who had trance, and nade to here would have been so good. Because it actually would have maybe saved Junkrat. Maybe. That's if the other team doesn't like add additional damage. They're down a soldier, so we can always think about possibilities. But in hindsight, I don't think it really matters that much. But this is actually a really good nano because you save your Rhine.
Yeah.
And you like pocket it. Like honestly, you can in plat and like gold, you can 100% get away with just going Ana into like your druid with a Ryan and just pocket your Ryan as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Like you will win games more often than not. You'd be surprised. You just
Okay.
pocket the hell.
Let's go.
We're behind. We're behind.
Anna in front, Anna in front.
You got this. You got this.
Well, that was a late nade.
Get on. Ah, fuck.
Okay. So that was pretty good. Let's go for a full hold now. I don't know. I actually don't know the result of this. So it'll be everything.
Okay.
Hey, I'm playing top window up here if you can see me, so keep that in mind.
It's like, what window?
Someone's gonna try it.
That's a widow.
Just don't get picked. Use my
Okay, they have Hammond. Oh,
Yeah, drop it.
Alright, this is again like, you know they have a Hammond. He's gone in the back line, and you try and sleep from across the point a Reaper with the new Reaper change. It's really hard to time it now.
Okay.
They've got a sim coming up here, so I think you definitely want to be holding on to sleep for like if their Hammond decides to power drive a little bit early. So that's 12 seconds. You're unable to kind of score over their Hammond.
They're going behind.
Reaper in a sub.
Just play back action.
Or anyone for that matter. Because like look how deep. Like a sleep would have been huge.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta tell them.
You go for a sleep on the Reaper, you ignore him, and you fight for 65. That's what I mean. But your team probably will. Probably wake him up. But still, by the time he's down the ground and gets back up the animation, he's still going to take a lot of damage. He used Wraith to get in. They used Projected Bubble, which means he's going to be extremely vulnerable to a sleep. And or a nade, for that matter. But you don't have either abilities open. So it's kind of grim for you at the moment. Even though he doesn't necessarily... I mean, he kind of ends by going in anyways with Wraith, but
True.
it's definitely something to consider in future matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good teleporter up top.
Point.
Shield back,
They
shield
point.
back.
Focus point.
Got
Don't
Ana,
ignore the
got Ana.
ball.
E on point. I mean, Vince.
Very behind on high ground.
Zarya above us, Zarya above us. I'll let my shield charge, let me shield.
Keep your head and let's take this home.
Zarya low. Could I get some?
Sorry, still behind.
Also, it really helps with in terms of communicating is like telling your team, I'm sleeping like a Reaper, I'm sleeping Hammond. Just calling your sleeps will really help.
Okay. Yep.
And there's a difference between, and a lot of people will kind of interpret what I'm saying into like just saying slept Ryan or slept Hammond, slept Reaper, slept Genji, and that's kind of you can kind of improve that because by saying that you still will have issues. Teams just wake them up.
Yeah.
But what you want to be doing is you want to be saying, I'm going to sleep Genji, I'm going to sleep Reaper. That means everyone has like a second or half a second to kind of just
Understand what's gonna happen.
understand what. So you're pretty much putting things in future tense.
Yeah.
You're showing your intent, which will help your team kind of not shoot him immediately, which is the most triggering thing, especially when it's like a game-winning sleep. You know, Nano Blade is like the only thing they have to close out a map, and you just go for this awesome sleep. It's like you put it on Twitter and you're like, yeah, I'm posting on Twitter, and it gets teammates.
Hell yeah.
Chucky the good old waking up thing, but definitely important to communicate those.
I got Zarya.
Get in there.
Honestly, I think it's like really important that you communicate that more than communicating everything that you're doing.
Hammond.
Like I used to be this when I was a Zen player. a couple seasons ago, is I'd be calling every single Discord, every single Harmony Orb, every single thing I was doing.
Yeah.
But most of it was just jargon. You just want to be just dumbing it down for your team and be like, I got nano, close to nano, sleeping this person. Even reload calls are fine, but that's probably the only thing that you need to communicate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that I'm going to sleep thing is a big thing. Because I don't think I've ever actually said that. Like, I'm going to sleep someone. Probably because, like, I doubt myself that I'm actually going to land the sleep. Like.
Yeah. But like I said before, the threat of having sleep still available for you is still pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when the question of do you hit your sleeps or not is more thing that's something you're gonna have to practice on your own. Where there's various aim trainers if you're serious about it, even custom games. Just work on, especially in the workshop, you can be a little bit more creative in how you train your aim. But, yeah, definitely something worth looking into if you're not confident hitting the sleeps, and if you're not confident in your like scoped aim or something. And because what I noticed is with your nades, I feel like
my nades are pretty off. I feel like my nades are my most like.
Yeah, I think we can both agree here after watching this VOD. But I think they're panic nades, but also because, especially the one on defense third, when you tried to go for this nade the soldiers, you didn't really have trust in your aim from that distance, and you probably just wanted to quickly heal him. But that's something that you need to develop confidence for and practice on the mechanical side of things. Just having trust in your aim. But from what I saw, I think your aim is probably slightly better than most players I've seen.
Oh yeah.
For the most part, so.
Not bad. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much. That was so helpful. That was awesome. Thank you.